started then.
Go for it.
Let's call the meeting to order. It is 6:04, Lisa. I'm just going to read the remote meeting thing. This open meeting of the Grafton Library Planning and Building Committee is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted to the town's website, also allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, we will be convening by Zoom, and I just want to do a roll call. So when I say your name, you can just say here. Beth?
Here.
Lisa?
Here.
Julie?
Here.
Doug?
Here.
And I think that's all we have online right now for voting. Yes. So, just remember, mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. And
can I, Mary, I'm sorry. Irene just emailed me saying she doesn't have the Zoom link. So give me one, I'm gonna email her.
It hasn't changed in a year.
Oh,
In Zoom, you can go to previous meetings and find it, and it should be on our calendar too, but go ahead. And share
okay. So that's where I can get it, right? From right.
Yeah.
It's on the town website too.
Okay. I'm sending it to her right now.
Okay.
There we go. Can I make a motion about the minutes while we kind of stall for?
yeah, let's go to the minutes. Lisa, you sent those out, and yeah.
So I'll make I don't know if I can I? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes dated June 7th, 2021.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Beth?
I'm not sure you can make a motion if you wrote them, but I'll accept your minutes. I think they're great.
You're just happy you don't have to do them, Beth.
I have to do them for Bill, the other one, subcommittee, and I'm way
All right,
behind.
can somebody else make a motion just so we get it?
How about it? I will make a motion to accept the June 7th minutes as written.
And Doug, you seconded that?
Yes.
Okay, by roll call, Beth,
Aye, thanks.
Lisa,
Hi.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
and
John Stevens joined us too.
okay, John, we're voting on the minutes.
Minutes, yep, aye.
Okay. Prabhu,
Aye.
thank you. And I think that's everybody. And Mary, aye. Okay, so we're gonna get right into bills.
So,
Mark, are you going to present?
I can respond to, I didn't get Andy's packet that was sent out.
Okay, let me
so-
send that to you.
Okay,
I can
Well,
do
somebody
them,
just wants to put-
Mary. Yeah, if you want me to just list them, I can start.
Yep.
We had Colliers, and somebody double check me, for their monthly invoice was $861.57.
so Colliers, as you know, is the commissioning agent. They've been out, I think they've got one more site visit left. They've been coordinating with the turning on all the equipment, making sure it's running correctly as designed and so forth. So they're working with the GC, but mostly with the MEP contractors, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, fire protection, to make sure everything's operating correctly.
I'll make a motion to pay Colliers $861.57 for their most recent May invoice.
So I think I made a motion, but I'll take you as a second.
I'll second, sorry.
Thank you.
By roll call, Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug.
Aye.
Irene,
Doug, aye.
John yet? No. John
Aye.
and Prabhu,
Aye.
Mary, I. Okay.
So our the next one I have is Cabot for $1,877. This said Builder's Risk Extension. So I make a motion that we pay this, and I would love to know what that actually means.
So the builder's risk is the insurance policy that the town has on the building. So he needed another month since the before. So this is at the time the certificate of substantial completion is reached and issued, there's a transfer of ownership of insurance from the general contractor to the town. So this is the last, or I don't know if Lisa, if this is the first or the last one on the temporary library that you're at, or if this is the first installment of the new library.
So this was the first one it says policy term June 30th through July 15th.
And it
This
says
was a new
covered
one.
location 35 Grafton Common.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so this is the insurance policy for the town that the town owes on the property.
And presumably that will I mean, that's responsibility of the building committee project for now, but once it's finished, it moves over to the town, I assume.
Correct. It'll be town. This won't be an annual number that Beth, you're gonna have to put into your budget. This is a town, for all town-owned properties, they'll have a builder's risk insurance policy.
This is only during the construction phase. This is the standard policy during the construction phase. Once the construction is done, then it goes into a different policy.
Right.
So I
Can I
made a-
ask, can I ask a question? Is this transferring from CTA to the building committee? This cost?
It,
Or is this the town's cost?
this is the town's cost, and then after, July, the date on this, Lisa, was June 15th, you said?
Yeah, let me just look one more time.
June 30th to July 15th,
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
which is already passed. Well,
Right.
it's three more days.
Right.
because we have the temporary certificate of occupancy. We have not issued a letter of substantial completion yet, and I need to discuss that with the team at tomorrow's meeting
Right.
as to when we actually agree on a substantial completion date.
Right, so typically, and we could discuss this further, but the temporary certificate of occupancy has been issued.
Yes,
So the town can take kind of ownership of the building, start moving in, setting up the offices, circulation, shelving, and so forth.
right, but it's not open to the public at
But it's
that
not open to the public, correct? So,
Right.
so you're open, but not really open. So the certificate of substantial completion is usually so you can utilize the building in the manner in which it was intended, which would mean letting the public in. And we're not
Right.
at that point yet. So we're close, but not quite there.
That's what I want to make sure we all agree on before, because I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to take us on a tangent, but CTA had asked us about that document, the certificate of substantial completion.
Right,
And I don't want to issue anything until we all agree that it's time to issue it.
right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion on that. Does anybody have any other questions on that? Okay, so we have a motion. Does somebody want to second it?
Second.
second,
Pick your
Lisa, that
favorite.
was everybody.
It'll be a surprise.
We'll say Doug did. I think Doug
Okay.
came first. So by roll call, Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene,
Abstain, I didn't hear the motion.
okay, John,
aye,
Prabhu,
Aye.
Mary, aye. Okay, declare it passed.
I next have an Amazon bill for $1,804.85, and it said indoor bike storage. Is that for the new building or the old building? New building, okay.
It's, well, it's for the new building, but it's in the old room of the basement, of the existing building. But you kind of roll in the bikes and then you turn them up on end. And I think there's 1 or 2 of those storage units for inside. So it's mostly for staff. There's 4. So that staff, if they ride their bike, they can bring it into the building and keep it there.
are there a lot of staff that ride bikes?
Yeah, but this was to get a point on the LEED Silver certification. Secure storage to encourage staff to ride to work. And it kind of goes with the shower. If you ride your bike to
Right.
work, you have a place to put
Mhm.
it, and then you can clean up so you're not sweaty on your shift.
And you said it's gonna be in the old,
The old
it's down
boiler
in the
room.
basement?
Yeah.
The
Old boiler room, yeah.
Yes.
So and it's level. People will actually bring their bikes in through the building as opposed to like in that exterior door and down the staircase. There's plenty of room to bring them in. So.
So can I correct something though? Are we
Please.
reviewing the one that's $1,800?
Yeah, that's the number Lisa read.
Yeah, $1,804.85.
Okay, so that one also includes the AED defibrillator,
Oh, good,
which
thank
is,
you.
which is the bulk of that $1,800. That's 1,600 of the 1,800 is the defibrillator.
And there's only one, not one on each floor?
There's 2,
There are 2?
right? Oh, no, there is only 1. There's only 1 here.
Because there should be one on each floor.
Yes, we have existing ones. We already
Okay.
have some. So.
Okay, any other questions on that? And did somebody second that yet?
Second,
Okay, thank you. By roll call, Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
aye.
Irene, John,
Aye,
Prabhu,
Aye.
and Mary, aye. Okay, so pass. Next,
We have an Amazon bill for $175.89 for nylon fasteners. You think that's for the bike rack?
I'm at a loss for this one. I'm not sure where that goes.
Beth,
I'm sorry, I don't know. If it was purchased around the same time.
It's, what was it? It's Velcro strips.
Oh, you know what that's for? For some reason that the cushions that go on the seats underneath the windows, the fabric was included, but the Velcro that sticks the cushion to the seat was not. So Andy had to go out and buy the Velcro. So that's what that
But
is.
the people making the cushions didn't buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Andy had to go get it himself.
We had to
Okay.
get the fabric from the furniture dealer, actually. So they basically just assemble it. We had to provide the fabric and such, the upholstery. I'm sorry, the Velcro.
Right.
The Velcro keeps the cushions from sliding off the wood benches.
That would also prevent them from being flipped over though, right? If they're dirty.
Well, they're sewn on, so in theory, you could cut the stitching and restitch them. But it's better, trust me, it's better to have them attached than to worry about flipping them over. You can
Right.
spin them around, but
Second. Or did we first it?
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, by roll call, Beth? Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene,
Aye.
John,
I,
Prabu,
Aye.
Mary, aye. Clear it pass. Next.
I have DRA in the amount of $30,873.16 as their monthly payment. So I make a motion to pay that.
I'll
Irene?
second it.
Great. Anybody have any questions on that? Irene, did you have a question?
there are two,
Okay,
there are two bills.
Yeah,
From
this is the
DRA.
first one. This is their monthly.
Okay,
Yeah, we're voting on the
Yeah.
monthly one first.
gotcha.
So when was the
So-
last DRA bill going to be? We talked about it a couple of meetings ago. How many more are we going to get these DRA bills?
we should be wrapping up probably one more, maybe two.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, vote by roll call. Beth?
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene,
Aye.
John,
I,
Prabu,
Aye.
Mary, aye. Clear it pass.
So we'll do
Next.
the second DRA one for $15,495, and it says for landscaping. So I make a motion, I'm sorry, I make a motion to pay that.
I'll second.
Okay, vote by roll call. Beth?
We have questions first.
Oh,
I have
I'm
a que-
sorry.
I have a
didn't see
question.
you. Yes, go ahead.
Is-
Question. Doug?
is this the landscaping that we're doing, or the landscaping that's the Friends group is, they're raising separate money for? Are all of this a mixture of both?
It's the design for all the additional work and how it's being split up. It's everything that's outside of CTA's contract. But it was, at the time, it was targeted as kind of donor-driven landscaping. And how it's being split up between the Friends and others, I'm not sure, but it's everything that's not part of CTA's contract, just the design component of that.
So this is to cover everything that wasn't part of the original contract.
Correct. And Andy's chasing numbers with local people, to do that work.
To get vendors to do
Yeah.
the work, okay.
So Ron, this would be considered additional, this is under the additional services.
Yes.
Any other questions on that?
It seems higher than I remember Andy discussing, but since Andy's not here, I guess I'll ask him offline.
Yeah, this was based on the agreed amount. This is billing against an amount that was previously approved by this committee. I think it's the balance, Ron. This is the second of two billings, I think.
Yes, if
There
I
was
believe
the
so.
preliminary, and this is the final. And most of it, there's some on Ron's side on DRA, but most of it is kind of downstream with consultants, with the landscape architect, civil, so forth.
Yeah, I guess
the
I'm
bulk
just
of
not
it.
clear which percentage of this responsibility is part of the grant and which is outside funding.
As far as the grant is concerned, well,
Like, was any of this included in
Yeah.
our budget? Or is it
ri-
all
ri-
outside?
it's all outside. In the original budget, none of this was carried.
You good with that, Doug?
It's hard without Andy here. I remember the number being a little smaller, so that's why I'm a little bit confused, because that's not the number we had committed to from the capital campaign.
Okay,
I'm
so it
wondering
sounds
if-
like this is only a portion of what it was. Do you remember what we paid the last time? Because this is just a portion of the total additional service money.
Well, the total is 29,960, and right now we're paying 15,495.
Right? It sounds like the previous bill was 9,300.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question. If this is being paid from a grant versus the original budget, you know, the borrowing and then the reimbursement from the building authority, does that, I'm assuming that gets accounted for separately? In other words, is there just one big pot and the grant money goes in as well? Or do we have to be very cognizant of the fact that this is a separate account that this is coming from?
It's separate accounting. The grant reimbursement only covers, like, it might cover the site work. But if it's out of scope, then it's not going to be covered anyway. But my understanding is Capital Campaign is making contributions to Town of Grafton so that we can continue to pay these out of scope bills. And if we had budgeted 29,000, so I think I just heard, and we paid 9,300, now we have another $15,000 bill, we're not over budget for this additional project. Correct me if
Right, exactly. That's what I was thinking. So I'm just trying to understand, Doug, where you think it's gonna be more. Do you think it's because you thought we were only gonna be paying another 9,300 at this time? Or, because we haven't gone up to the 29.
Yeah, I'm just gonna plead that I don't know. So, end of my comments.
Sure, okay.
I'm trying to look through my email. That's why I'm.
Do we want to vote on this? Ready to vote by roll call? Beth,
My feeling is they did the work. We need to pay them for the work.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Hi,
Irene,
Aye.
John,
That was my question and she answered it. So the work is done. So we do need this time to pay.
Yeah.
Aye.
Pravu,
Aye.
Mary, I. Clear it passed. Next.
So
Lisa?
the next one is a Home Depot bill, and I hope someone knows what it is, but I'm gonna make a motion just so we can start talking about it, to pay Home Depot at $4,967.10.
I bet it's for the shed. Is it the shed? Because they ordered a shed.
All it says is
Fine.
homedepot.com.
Appliances?
on the name of the PDF, it says HD gas range.
So that's a plan.
Appliances,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the
the
shed
stove,
came,
dishwasher, refrigerators, etc.
yeah, the shed came
washing
from a
machines.
local source, not Home Depot.
Right.
Okay. Any questions on that?
It's installed then?
It's delivered. I don't know if it's actually plugged in, but
Okay.
it's at the site.
This is the gas range in the kitchen. It's installed and sitting there.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
That one is, yes.
Okay, great.
Sorry, where do you see that? The appliances listing in the invoice?
The name of the PDF file says HD gas range June 2021 .pdf.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Vote by roll call. Beth,
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye, but I think we need a second unless I missed it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought.
Second. There you go.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm an aye.
I'm good for something. One eye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene, John,
Aye.
Pravu,
Aye.
and Mary. Aye. Clear it passed.
We have Tucker Furniture Interiors, so I make a motion to pay Tucker Furniture Interiors in the amount of $174,394.70 for library furniture.
Second.
Any questions on this?
Is
Has
this?
this
Oh,
been received?
Yeah, this is mostly loose furniture. The shelving was shipped, was it today, the 12th, Ron? Was
The
it
shelving arrived, a partial shipment of the shelving arrived today.
Oh, okay, nice.
A number of loose furniture items have been arriving over the past few weeks. I believe there was also a loose furniture shipment today. There's two, I'm sorry. Okay, there are two more loose furniture shipments scheduled, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday of this week. The second steel shelving, library shelving is tentatively scheduled to arrive a week from today. So this is probably a partial payment for furniture that's been shipped and delivered.
It
Does
says it's a
this-
50%. It's a 50% invoice.
Oh,
There
is
you
that what
go.
it says? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Was this within our budget? Like, did we expect it to be 174 times 2?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, with escalation and everything else, we were on budget.
perfect, thank you.
We
And
pay for it
this-
until we get it. And it's been opened and inspected.
Right.
But we're only paying
Um,
50%
this-
right now. So.
does Andy receive this or does the contractor, Andy's the one that,
It's Andy, yeah,
Andy's.
yeah.
In this particular case, Andy has been receiving and inspecting and signing off
Meets
on the deliveries.
UPS or whomever?
And he's been getting frustrated. So none of it's been installed yet, it's been delivered. But Andy can't sit there and stare at it, knowing where it goes and seeing where it's, so he's been moving furniture around just to set it up in its right spot, so. But it looks good, looks really good.
Okay, so I think any other questions on that? I think we do have a second, so by roll call, Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Hi.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene, John,
I think we
John
lost
Megan?
John.
Prabhu,
Aye.
and Mary. Aye. Declare it passed.
So I'm gonna make a motion, but I have questions about Weston and Sampson at the amount of $46,095.18. And it looked like it was all soil stuff. Is that true? But I guess we need a second before we talk. I'm sorry.
Second it.
It is, this is the last, I think it's the last of the Weston and Sampson. So they were the consultant who did all the soil testing. And there was the administration of the test when the soils were on site, then they get shipped off site, and then there's the administrative effort to kind of close the project in the eyes of the EPA and so forth. So this is toward that. This isn't, these consultants cost the project an awful lot of money, but this wasn't an unknown. This was a begrudging approval back when, so they're billing against something that's already been reviewed by this committee, but it's still a lot of money.
So we were expecting this.
We're expecting it's nothing we could get around. It's something that had to be done and all the paperwork had to be filed and they're the only ones that can do it, but it still leaves a bad taste.
Yeah, like we're all in the wrong business.
Yeah, exactly.
Doug?
So I noticed they have like a 10% increase on all the line items. Is that their take on these external consultants?
That's their, yeah, so and again, I'm not looking at, but I think that's, so they give a baseline cost plus 10% overhead and profit.
So they pay another consultant to do some of the work and then they increase it to take 10% for
Or
their
it's
own.
it's the hard cost of filing and the fees that they have to pay to get stuff done, and then they add their markup.
I see, okay.
Mark, I did send it to you as well, so.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, that's okay. I just didn't know if it made it easier for you.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions on this? Okay, vote by roll call, Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene, John, Prabhu,
Aye.
and Mary. Aye. Declare it passed.
Are you guys able to hear
Oh.
when Irene says aye, or I'm not able to hear only Irene?
John's back.
When Irene says aye for the vote, Are you all able to hear when she says?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought what did you say?
No, when Irene says I'm not able to hear anything. I'm just checking on my ear.
Oh,
I'm missing anything? Or
Okay.
are you all guys not able to hear her?
I wasn't hearing her either, but
I
I could
don't hear her
see her
either.
say I.
It's the
Can
visual
you all
part.
hear me now?
Now, we
In
are.
and
It
out.
cuts it and out.
Oh, sorry about that. Not sure why.
So our next bills are from CDW for computers. Do we do those one at a time or do we add them all together and approve them?
they're all similar things. I'd add them all together.
All right, so I'm gonna need 1 second to add them together. And if somebody else could add them together just to check my math, that would be great.
What are we looking at? I'm sorry.
CDW invoice. There's,
Oh, I see. Eight,
different-
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, computers and the TV. 3 or 4 TVs, Samsung TVs.
They're big, big TVs.
Oh, are those the ones in the game room?
Yeah, they're monsters. That's why
Yeah,
I don't know what
those
the
are
size
big.
they are, but they're big, 75 inch. There's
And these
6
are
of them.
obviously all of our, what do you call the government, the pricing that they've agreed to, all that stuff.
Counted.
It's a 75 inch TV for $1,200. I remember when those first came out, that was like
It was
$10,000.
$10,000.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, thank you for stalling. I have a total of $27,071.57. Does that sound right to everyone? So I make a motion to pay all the invoices from CDW for technology, including computers and TVs, in the amount of $27,071.57.
Anybody want to second that?
Julie
Second.
seconds.
Okay. Any
So,
questions, Doug?
Just one real quick question. So the numbers, right? They're just the quantity of the laptops and stuff like that. Were those all defined in the grant or were they more, like, it looks like there's, I don't know, 24 laptops or something in one of those line items.
I believe it's a mix of staff and public computers, but I could be, I gave a list of what I needed to Andy, and yeah, it was outlined in the grant that we would be having up to 40 laptops available for the public and new computers for staff. We haven't had an upgrade, and I think we're going on year 6.
So you gave the numbers to Andy and then he placed the order and reviewed them.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
That-
went
That's
over-
really what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, he went over with IT.
So do you think when you say 40, it didn't look like it was 40. Is there going to be another bill?
I don't know if it's 24 to meet staff needs, 24 for the public, or if that 24 is some combination of replacement for both. I think that in the grant, we wanted to have up to 40 with the recognition that depending on pricing, we might not be able to outfit 4 like laptop charging carts with 10 machines because of budget. So I don't know, I have not seen the final, except for now looking at the invoice, but it's not clear to me what it's for. Or if there will
Well,
be-
and wait, there's
Again,
another,
but-
there's another 11 computers, Apple.
there's
so it's total
35.
35.
Hey, guys, sorry, Doug and Beth, just to be clear, these are 24 are not laptops. The 24 are Galaxy tablets.
Thank you. Sorry. Yes, you're right.
The other thing is we don't, on 2 of these, they're partials. So the Samsung 75 inch, 6 were ordered. We only have 1, 5 are back ordered. We've
No,
only
it
been
look-
billed for 1. At least that's what the invoice says.
Yep. So there'll be another invoice for the other 5.
Right.
No, there are 2 ones. See that the first one says 6 and 1 cent. The next one says 6 and 5 cents. So the total.
Right. But the totals don't add up, but that's a whole nother story. Strange.
What doesn't add up?
Yeah, what do you say?
On the
Harry?
last invoice, it says that the quantity shipped is 5. The unit price is 1,200. Oh, don't ask, I can't multiply. It's fine.
It's,
I was thinking 2,000. You know,
yeah, it's that
1,009
it's that
versus.
99.99.99.
Right, now I got it. Okay. Oh, Lord, it's been a long day.
You'd think people would get rid of the 999.99.
I know.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Okay, then, any other questions on this? Are we all set? Okay, we're gonna vote by roll call. Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
I,
Doug,
Aye.
Irene? Still not hearing you, Irene.
Aye, yes.
There you go.
Gotcha. John,
Aye.
Babu,
Aye.
and Mary, aye. Clear, passed.
So I think all that's left is the change order, number 20. I'm hoping, did I catch them all? All right, so I make a motion to accept change order number 20 in the amount of $31,102.71.
it's change order 21.
21, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Somebody want to second that?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Questions on it?
I
I can
lost,
go through the list.
iPad.
I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
you're probably going to just say, I lost my iPad, so I can't look. No, it died.
Oh,
I mean, like I lost it at the door. Sorry.
I
Unclear
can,
it covers, because I don't have that in front of me anymore.
that's what I was gonna go over. I was gonna go through that. I can, if I have permission, I can share my screen. Yep, I do. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Excellent. So on change order number 21, it includes PCO 072, ceiling revisions at lobby for $3,330.80. This is where the one of the air conditioning units was installed in the wrong location. And instead of having it ripped out and relocated, it was suggested that we put in a hung ceiling that matches what's in the cafeteria. So instead of having an open ceiling in this area and in the hallway, you have the suspended ceiling on each side of the hallway, and only the main corridor is the open hallway, is the open ceiling.
So we're paying to fix someone else's mistake? Is that what
Oh.
I just heard?
That's what it sounded like, but that's not quite. There were some additional charges in this that the mechanical contractor picked up. This is specific just to the ceiling, which
Yeah.
we ultimately added and everybody agreed would look good. And so right when you come in the library on the left, that left ceiling, it looks intentional, looks like it was always meant to be, looks nice. In addition to that, there were some other changes that had to happen because of that ceiling, and the mechanical contractor is paying for that, or through CTA.
Yeah,
So
I
this was a,
apologize. We're not paying for somebody else's mistake.
right.
Number 91091, revision 1, added electrical scope. That is adding power and lights to the utility shed that's out in the parking lot, the conduit and wiring for that. Originally, that was not scheduled to have any power or lighting run to it, because it was just a utility storage and garden shed type of installation. And we asked if anybody would want power out there, and the response was yes. So we had run the power out there. Convenience outlets, in case they recharge any batteries, they have a light in case for some reason they have to be there at night. So that's for the shed. 092, half height walls and additional walk-off mat and vestibule 213. That is the west entrance, the original entrance to the building. Two things. One is we needed to extend the walk-off mat. There was currently a walk-off mat in the vestibule itself. in order to get the lead credit, we had to extend that by another 5 feet. So we had to add some material for that. We also added half-height wall enclosures from the vestibule back to the RFID panels that detect the books going in and out of the library. And that is 092 was $5,400. 093, we had to drop the ceiling in the children's program room by a couple of inches in order to accommodate coordination of pipes, ducts, and wiring. So we added a trim panel at the window heads so that you don't see the exposed ceiling height. And then in 94 revision 1, that's a custom manufacturer of one lower sash that is in the teen librarian office. I'm trying to think of why that was replaced. Was it damaged or was it not? Did it not have glass in it?
I think both.
There's all glass.
Yeah,
Okay. So to give the teen librarian a view out to the outside, we opted to replace that lower sash. Number 95. This was as directed by the fire department. They asked us to add additional hardware, panic hardware to the electrical closets. Normally we just have a lever set, a lever doorknob at the electrical rooms, and the fire marshal required that we put crash bars on these doors. There are 3
And
doors.
Crash bars are $3,000 a pop.
yeah. It's expensive.
Yeah, they're not
We're,
cheap.
we're all in the wrong business. I
Yeah,
mean,
really.
Yeah.
a crash
and-
bar is not $3,000 worth of anything. I'm sorry. They're ridiculous.
Required by code though, so you can't.
I understand, but still,
Right.
that's,
It's actually above code.
Yeah.
It's required by the local official. Which they sometimes do. As is number
Well,
90.
Can we transfer that to their budget?
yeah, let's
Yeah,
get this
really.
bar.
I wish, yeah.
But that's,
Um,
sorry, that's on the inside of the room. So if you were in the
Yes.
room and you had to get out and for some
Right.
reason it locked behind you, I see. Okay.
Yes.
Well, even with the lever handle lock set that we had, you could get out in case of emergency. And being a lever instead of a knob, you could, use your elbow to open it. They required $3,000 crash bar. Number 96 is also a requirement by the elevator inspector. It is a wall-mounted steel ladder that leads to an access panel above the ceiling in the librarian's office.
That's an odd one. I've never seen that request before, but
It's baffling us too.
yeah,
That access panel gives access to a reset switch. I mean, it's not anything that would be immediate life safety, like
Right.
an emergency shunt switch or anything like. But they're insisting that we installed a steel ladder mounted to the wall, because we said, well, can we just keep a step ladder in the custodian's closet across the hallway, literally across the hall from this office? Nope, has to be a
It's-
permanently
yeah,
mounted.
it's cheaper than a crash bar and you get a lot more for it.
I just want to be careful that we don't give them any ideas and have them ask for crash bars on the access
yeah,
panel.
right.
Sorry. My phone just went off. So that was the ladder, and then number 97. This is beyond anyone's control. This is to remove two fallen trees that were out in the edge of the property. That,
And in the back or the,
Yeah.
where, in the back?
in the back where they fell over onto the construction fence and eventually they had to be cleaned up.
And Andy found a local tree company who did this removal.
So
So
my only
that-
question for that is, I mean, that seems like it'd just be a town expense, not really a building. I mean, if it's a tree on the property, it's not like it's part of the building project, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big tree, it fell down, it damaged the fence, the temporary fence that had gone around and was on the property and had to be dealt with. And it was during construction, so it was dealt with as a construction item.
Are these costs reimbursable?
This is by MBLC.
Great, okay.
But none of the other like panic bars or
No, those
all
are-
these, they are.
Those are building related, so they would be.
Yeah, as long as we're not over budget with reimbursements. Remember, we will get up to 7.4. But if our expenses go over, they won't give us
Right,
extra.
right.
It's all in the paperwork.
Okay,
Okay. So are there questions on these? Okay. So just, so these are, my question would be like, just going back to that door hardware again. I mean, that is part of code if we have an 800 amp service, and I'm pretty sure we do. So that wouldn't be carried by anybody. It's just something that was missed. So we've got to add it in.
No,
Would
it
that
wasn't
be it?
missed. It wasn't missed. We had hardware that allowed for emergency egress. But the local inspector said they wanted something more robust, like a crash bar versus.
Well, by, the code requires you, if you have an 800 amp service or above, you've got to have the panic hardware on the door. So I would guess that would be missed then. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not important at this point anyway, because we need to have it to get occupancy, so. Okay, I just wanted to make that clear that it is required by code.
Mhm.
One thing that would
Um,
be helpful to me, I mean, not that I'm ever going to be on any other committee ever. That's the last meeting. I think my name's crossed off. But if the fire chief or the building inspector want things that are above what the code requires, is there some way to get them more plugged into what we're doing and be part of a project rather than an after effect and inflate the price of the project rather than incorporating it in at an appropriate time? How is
I mean,
that
in
even possible?
theory, they've all should have reviewed these drawings before issuing permits and so forth. But frankly, they might give it a cursory look and then they look as during inspections. But for instance, the shelving's just been delivered or is being delivered. Once the shelving is constructed and all the books are in place, the fire chief's going to take another lap. And if a certain shelf is too tall and it doesn't allow him to see an exit sign, if he stands in a certain location, then he may say, I want you to add another exit sign. And you can't plan for that. I mean, you can do your due diligence and so forth, but ultimately they have the final say, and you kind of have to do what they want because it's life safety related.
That's a real understandable thing that you really physically need to be in the building to see it. But to know whether or not a panic bar is needed or required or requested, that's something they should have known right off the bat. It's a electrical service and we expect it to be this, it's $10,000. That's something that I think they also know we have to do it. So they can say whatever they want. And we can't say, oh, we don't have any money because they'll say, well, then we want to approve your project.
Right. No, you're not mistaken, but I'd like to say that it's unusual for things like this to happen at the end of the project, but it's not.
Okay, any other questions or comments on this? Okay, so a vote by roll call. Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene? Didn't hear you, Irene. John,
Aye.
Prabhu,
Aye.
and Mary, aye. Declare it passed. Okay, so that's it on those. So we'll just go to you, Mark, for the update.
Well, you saw, I'm reading now for the first time. Thank you, Mary, for sending me Andy's report. So I won't rehash Andy's report for those of you who have read it, but basically, we're on the home stretch. We've got the temporary certificate of occupancy, which is a huge milestone. Furniture's coming in, punch list is being done. Most trades, all final inspections have happened, plumbing, electrical, mechanical, fire protection. So all the trades are substantially complete. The project itself, as we spoke about before, isn't technically substantially complete because we're under a temporary certificate of occupancy, which again isn't unusual. A lot of times the building inspector wants final documentation from Ron and his consultants, from CTA, from everybody before they'll issue the final. But in the meantime, he'll let the owner move in, set up shop, get the circulation ready, the offices ready and so forth, which is not insignificant. So we're at the point where we can move everything planned for the final move from the temporary library to the new library. And in the meantime, the clock is ticking, so to speak, with respect to the punch list. We've held a 5% retainage with every invoice that's been processed. Did we do one? As I'm saying that, we didn't CTA. We don't have one in there tonight for CTA.
They
Right.
sent-
We didn't have one tonight.
Yeah, so that one, we did get an invoice from them.
We have, I have the signed copy,
Yeah,
a notarized copy. It didn't go to you?
no, it went to me. I don't know that it went to this committee. It has been signed off, and so we should look at that. I don't know if Ron, if you can look that up while I'm talking.
I'm looking it up right now.
So with this pay app that we'll look at tonight, and we should sign off on this pay application, it'll be the last pay application with the retainage held. Typically, when you reach substantial completion, you release some of the retainage. People like say the structural steel subcontractor, who's been done for literally a year, he's had 5% of his monies withheld, even though he has no punch list items. He hasn't been on site for 12 months. So people like that, next month, we'd release their retainage. And then anybody who has any punch list work, we'd hold back monies for that punch list work. And so we're not going to zero out the contract next month, but in the next 2 to 3 months, the balance is going to get smaller, and then it'll be zeroed out. There's no hard hats required in the building anymore. So we're kind of past that construction point where it's not so much a construction project anymore as a brand new building that people are moving into. So it's all positive. It's all good. Now it's just coordination with the FF&E that's coming in, the final commissioning, which we talked about with Colliers, which nothing big has come up yet regarding that. The flush out period of the building. So you've got a brand new building as part of the lead process. You have to push a certain amount of air through the building for a certain amount of time. It's going to take 30, 45 days to do that. So that process will be going. So it'll be partially furnished and then partially occupied, but that won't affect the lead status or the flush out process. It's just a matter of they're going to use the new equipment to push this air through, and it's just a math equation. They're going to need so many days to push that air. But everything's good. The punch list is very reasonable. I haven't heard anything, Ron, yet of anybody, any trade or CTA kind of digging their heels in the sand and saying this, we're not going to do this. We don't agree with this. Not yet, anyway. So it's all good. Andy's on top of things in the field, and we're almost there.
Okay, I found the, I'm gonna share it. This is a signed and notarized copy of the June pay application.
Yep.
Application number 20. Period to June 30th. Current payment due $181,894.56. And that's the amount that's been certified.
And so you can see on this page, if you look at the last line item, balance to finish, including retainage, 795,000. So there's $800,000 left to finish the work on site, and there certainly isn't $800,000 worth of work to finish.
Is the
And
retainage paid to CTA, so I'm sorry, to CTA, and then they distribute it to the appropriate
correct.
subcontractor?
Yeah.
Okay.
So CTA would ask us, for instance, next month, hey, the structural steel guy's done. Can we release his retainage? And we'll say yes. They'll zero it out. The town will pay CTA that retainage, and they in turn will pay the subcontractor. But the contract with the town is with CTA, so that's where all the payments and discussions are had with. But I'd recommend, Ron and I have already, and Andy have already signed off on this amount, the 181,894.56. So I recommend approval by this committee.
Somebody want to make a motion for that?
I will. I'll make a motion to pay rec number 20 to CTA in the amount of $181,894.56. And I apologize for missing that.
Second,
John seconded it. Okay, any other questions on this?
Where do you see Rec 20 on here? I just want to make sure that's the right number to reference.
Application number.
top.
Thank
20.
you. Yep, thanks. Just double
Oops,
check.
sorry. There you go.
Vote by roll call. Beth,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Irene,
Aye.
John,
I,
Prabhu, you still there?
No, he left.
Okay, and Mary, aye. Motion's carried. Of the path. Do you have anything else, Mark?
No, unless anybody has any questions.
I had a couple of questions that you may have already discussed because I
Yep.
got kicked off by my computer. For Andy's report, it says there's an issue of invasive species. There's an issue with the detention pond, and there is an issue with the glass handrail not having a top cap. Just to,
Yeah, I'll start with the glass handrail not having a top cap. So there's no issue with it. The issue is an aesthetic issue. It seems to want to have a cap. So there's just glass panels that run up the stair. And at the top of the stair, the glass has a stainless steel cap, but running up the stair, it doesn't. And it's a nice clean look, but too clean for some people. Some people say, where's the cap? And there was no cap specified. So we're looking into that to the cost to add a cap. And then outside at the detention basin, there's been an issue with standing water from the very beginning in that detention basin. And that basin is literally the only spot on this entire property that we didn't remove the soil because it was contaminated and then replace it. So that has been, we dug a hole, made a detention basin, and that there's a lot of clay in that soil and the water's just kind of sat there. And it's been an issue that we've needed to address forever. So now we're at the end of the project, time to address that. But in the meantime, this invasive species has developed within the detention basin. So first we have to get rid of that. And there's certain protocols we have to take with the CONSCOM and so forth and how to eradicate that invasive species and then fix the basin and put it all back together.
So the basin's not draining and you need it to have some ability to drain, to work.
It's draining, just not at the rate that makes everybody comfortable. There's with the amount of, especially with the amount of water we've been having, just you end up with standing water for too long. And you can get, mosquitoes and things like that.
And what's the invasive species that's, do you know?
I did know. Do you remember what the name of it was, Ron?
Was it,
Like
Dragon?
bitter poison ivy or?
No, it's not.
no, it's,
Wild mustard. It looks like mustard,
yeah, I think that's,
garlic mustard, some kind of mustard.
Garlic mustard, that's an invasive.
Yeah,
There you
that's what it.
Yeah.
I mean, to the uninformed, it looks pretty.
Okay.
Anything else, John?
Thank you.
Doug, did you have anything else? Good question? No.
Oh, I did. I know at one point, maybe the last meeting, there was some water leaking. Do
Yeah.
you know if, I know that got fixed, but I presume there were no other issues found with all of our recent torrential rainstorms.
Yeah, if you read Andy's report today, or was it from Friday? It was from Friday when
It was last week.
Yeah, we just had just a downpour, a long downpour. His daily report was a brief one, but it said basically no leaks. And we had a really good test today because of the rain, so that was good.
Beth?
Beth?
There is water runoff at the new entrance at the parking lot on Upton Street coming from the overhang. I don't know the right word for it. Right at the entrance in 3 different spots. I noticed water pooling. Is anything going to happen to address that? Because I'm envisioning it freezing over in the winter, people slipping on it, cracking the beautiful cobblestone that's there.
Trying to visualize where you're talking. Where is it happening?
As you're walking into the building at the new entrance, to the left, the front like
Oh, yes, they're aware
left
of
and the
that.
right, there's water pooling from the drip off from the overhang.
Yep, that's a punch list item. They're aware of that.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? Great, thank you, Mark.
Yep.
Ron, do you have anything to add?
yeah, just quickly to go over, once more, the furniture installations and deliveries. As I said, there was one today for the steel shelving. A second is anticipated for a week from today for more steel shelving. They're trying to find out from the manufacturer if there is going to be a delay on some of the steel shelving. And I had mentioned this in an email last week before I went away. The shelving for the media storage, there may be a delay in getting that piece of it. They're trying to confirm it with the manufacturer if there will be a delay. They don't know yet for sure. But the bulk of the shelving for the general stacks, they expect to be on time as planned. So we may have to figure out what to do with media storage, media materials, if those pieces don't come on time. And it's a small percentage of the overall steel shelving. But they will be over this week, in addition to receiving deliveries on Wednesday and Thursday. The furniture installers are going to start distributing furniture that's been delivered to different parts of the building. They're going to start distributing the steel shelving to different areas of the building, so that in preparation to get that erected. So the furniture is actually moving along pretty well. That's all I had for the architect's update.
Okay, great, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Ron?
Ron, last time we talked, we talked a little bit about the dedication plaque. Do you have any updates on that?
the dedication plaque we had. Oh, I'm confusing it with the donor plaque. I'm sorry. I have to check with and tomorrow I'll check with CTA to find out where their vendor is with that and getting us a final cut sheet to approve, a submittal to approve.
Doug?
I know we talked about signage outside. There was going to be like a directional signage that kind of directed you around the building.
Mhm.
Did you
Yep.
finalize the mounting post for that?
Yeah, that was, I believe that was finalized and reviewed with HDC
Okay.
for the
Do you-
front. Yeah,
Sorry, do you think that, so we're going to have some donor, outside donor pieces, right? Do you think that sign would be appropriate for us to put the donor recognition on? I mean, not that same exact sign, sorry, but using
Right.
the same hardware to mount a separate sign for recognizing those donors in outside spaces? Or should we be looking for just a different way to mount those?
this sign almost looks like a lectern. In that it has wrought iron sides with an angled surface because it has a map.
Okay, so it's pretty bulky.
It's
Okay, never-
it's a
okay.
short lectern.
Okay, so we'll look for another alternative.
The only,
Yeah.
just a heads up though, Doug, so there was a couple exterior signs, the one that Ron is talking about, because it faces the common, it had to be approved by HDC. There's another one in the back of the building that can't be seen from the road, so HDC didn't need to approve it, and they're two entirely different looking signs. So for the donor signage, depending on where it's placed, you may or may not have to go in front of HDC.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in the front of the building, so that's good to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to you separately, Ron, to ask about that.
Okay, I'd be glad to help.
If you can see the sign from Upton Street, even though it's the back of the building, it still
Right.
has to go before us. It's just how far back from the road is it where you can't see it?
Right. That was our understanding. If it's visible from the street, it needs to be approved by HDC.
Right.
Okay. John, do you have anything to add?
Scarlet mustard is poisonous. I didn't know about it. That's all. I don't
Okay.
think the Historic District, I'm sorry. The Historic District hasn't had any more action that have been dealt with.
Okay, great. So we do have a date for next month's meeting. August,
Second.
yep. And we are going to meet can we meet at the new library?
Gonna be in the middle of moving that week. I wouldn't recommend it.
No, not a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The September meeting after Labor Day, sure.
Mm-hmm. So do we want to just meet via Zoom until we meet at the new?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so we'll continue to do that. And then in September, hopefully we will meet. Well, Labor Day is on the 6th, so the 13th.
In person.
On site,
Yeah.
on site, yes.
At
And
6
that-
p.m.
Require a two-step thing for me. How do I make reservations for rooms in the library? And are there certain rooms that are video equipped, and do our meetings need to be recorded, and or do we still need to just do Zoom to cover that?
All we need is fiber coming into the AV room and community room. I think it's B, the second half, close to the kitchen, which
Okay.
we're working on it. As far as booking the rooms, I can reserve a space now. The policy is still not set. We have to have the lawyer review it. We have a Board of Trustees policy committee, and we've really been hashing out what to do for meeting use. But I think we're all in agreement that government entities and town projects, like, no problem, we'll book the space. So
And so it's just called community room B.
yeah, it's community room A, B. Like, I might want to take up the whole thing, because if we're gonna have a meeting and there's something going on in the other half, it might be loud. So, and if you're gonna
So just
record,
And
Yeah.
B. Okay.
yeah,
and-
A/B. But you can't do it as a citizen or even a government person yet,
No,
because it's
the-
not live.
for
I can
me
do
to-
it.
So that's to know where I'm saying we're meeting.
Yeah, community room A, B.
And what's the physical, is it 30? What's your physical address?
35 Grafton Common,
Okay,
01519.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
And before COVID, before we started going Zoom, we didn't have our meetings taped, right? We were in that little tiny room. Those, okay.
So we don't have to. I mean, that's the flip side of it.
It's nice, I
They
think.
want us to. Yeah, they want us to.
And
Right. I don't think it's required, though. I think our minutes reflect.
so to have it taped or to have the people from the cable company do that, is that another step that I need to take to reach out to somebody to do that?
Yeah, shoot an email to Bob DeToma.
Bob DeToma.
If the cable is not set up, I'm a producer and I could get the equipment and just set up 2 cameras.
Okay, and
You could
are they
also say, we didn't do it.
built into the room? I mean, that's like in the other, so it's just a matter of turning everything on.
Yeah,
It
Okay.
seems like we're only gonna have what,
One
1, 2,
meeting.
3 more meetings. Why don't we just do
Yeah.
Zoom, even if we're meeting in person, but just do a Zoom to do the recording?
Right.
I think that might be an easier.
Or it might be a good test for the
I
real
was
life.
gonna say, that's one to use your new toys.
And then
Yeah.
you can do hybrid meetings. That's what we've been doing with FinCom.
Yeah.
So we're meeting in person, but still hooked up with Zoom for those people that need to, for whatever reason, participate via Zoom, including our
Yeah.
secretary, Sue Fiacco.
When is the groundbreaking again, the ceremony? Do we have a date yet?
I
Yeah.
think that it's gonna be the Friday, the 1st of October
Okay,
in the morning, and then they'll have a weekend worth of activities. I requested to not be part of the committee, to just show up and give my speech. So they did schedule, and I asked to go to the first meeting. They scheduled a meeting for this Thursday that I can't attend. But it's looking like Friday the 1st at around 11, we'll do the ceremonial ribbon cutting, maybe a Friday night event, maybe a Saturday event, maybe a Sunday event for families, kind of have a whole weekend of celebration. But the official dedication, where we invite the politicians and you guys and everyone who helped with the project, Friday at 11 on the 1st, unless something drastic happens at this meeting that the Friends have taken charge of and have invited people, and Prabhu is going to represent building committee.
so will we have to post all those as meetings, John?
If
You
we're,
have time to think about it.
if we're not making decisions, if we're not discussing and making decisions, no, but
Okay.
because it's not a meeting, it's a function. I don't know. I mean, I can ask Candy just to be 100%. I'll ask her. Good point.
Well, do the Friends of the Library, do they have to post their meetings?
They're not like thing,
Right, because they're the ones organizing it. Prabhu and I are gonna be there
But
to
it's be-
give input.
and if you have a quorum of a town committee together, you start having open meeting law issues. And I will ask, but because this, like for town meeting, we would always post CPC, even though, just in case we met and had a decision or had to have a decision made. It's a real,
I
you probably
see.
violate it, but you might, and somebody might object, and it's just to send off an agenda. It's
Right.
easier just to
Right.
cover it, but
Because
I-
Doug will be there too.
it's
So
a good,
Prabhu, myself, Doug, sometimes Beth.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's, so I'll need to, if either one of you guys for that, but I'll ask her. This is the planning, does it have a name for that committee? The,
Yeah, grand reopening, I think. And then the confusing thing, I think, too, is the Friends are not subject to open meeting law. They're a private organization, so
Right,
they're not publicly posting. They don't follow Robert's Rules of Order necessarily.
right.
right. That's why
Yeah.
I was thinking that it
Yeah.
didn't. But
And
I
you
did,
said Thursday?
So they scheduled for Thursday at the new building, and I actually just emailed them to say, one, we need more notice. Two, the people who are on staff can't attend because they're working during the, until the, after the meeting starts. And three, we have a temporary certificate of occupancy for moving, but not for the public to meet in the building. There seems to be some confusion. So I haven't got a response yet. It's also really short notice. Like if you
it's
need
by
to go,
Zoom. It's gonna be via Zoom, Beth.
they told, okay, great, because they said in the new building.
Yeah, but then,
Excellent.
Carrie, was it
Wow.
Carrie? Said,
Yeah,
sent,
Carrie Hogan.
yeah.
So
Or,
how many people are on our committee?
I think
9.
it's about 8 or 9. Yeah.
Okay, so long as you don't have more than 4, you're good. So up to 4 people who are, dual, both on this committee and on that grand reopening, you're fine. Once the 5th person shows up, now you got a problem.
right,
It's our committee that's creating the problem, not the grand reopening
Right.
committee.
Yeah.
So one of you to leave.
I
If
can
there's-
leave.
So, no,
I mean,
No.
literally, that would be the best thing to do, would have, if you see that there's 5 of you, one person says, I'm
Right.
bowing out.
But there
Let me-
isn't, there's only 3 of us. Because
Yeah, so you
Beth's
should-
name
you
is
should be
officially
fine.
not on the list.
I'm just
And-
going to the first meeting.
okay, so it's Julie and
Yeah. Prabhu and Doug.
Doug are on that committee.
Yeah, and Andy is gonna be there, but he's not part of
He's
this
not-
committee.
And not Beth. Okay, yeah, I don't think we'll have a problem.
It'll be okay.
And Beth, sorry, I reread her note. She did say location TBD with a Zoom link, so
I recommended to not do hybrid. It's very hard, challenging.
it is hard. Especially that's a lot of people that they have on the list, so.
You can all meet at St. Andrews at 8 o'clock when the staff are off shift. That would work.
Okay,
I'll let other people figure that out.
thank you. I think that's all that I needed.
Okay.
I just want to say that Doug has an excellent background tonight. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
It looks awesome.
Fitting right in there.
Yeah.
Got my chair set up in the middle of the hallway.
Around the stairs.
Right, right.
Yeah, just
Right.
don't wheel down the stairs.
Okay. if
No,
there's
we were
nothing
there.
else-
We were there yesterday, and the building's looking pretty amazing.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
Great.
So I'll
All
make a
right, we're
motion.
all set. I'm gonna call it and adjourn.
Yeah, I make a motion to adjourn at 7:22 PM.
Second.
Okay, all those by roll call. Beth,
Hey,
Julie,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Doug,
Hi.
Irene,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and Mary, I. Great, thank you all so much.